A realtor talks tax reform on Capitol Hill. Could the Equifax data breach put your home sale at risk? And in the hurricane aftermath, the Small Business Administration needs help. These stories and more on The Voice for Real Estate. Hi, I'm Stephen Gasquet with the National Association of Realtors. Right now, lawmakers in Congress are looking at tax reform, how to reform our country's tax code. And in the first hearing on that issue, they turned to a real estate professional for advice. Iona Harrison of Pioneer Realty in Upper Marlboro, Maryland, testified before the Senate Finance Committee last week. And she said any curtailment or elimination of tax incentives for real estate would hurt communities and the economy's ability to grow.
We want to make sure that, just as you stated, that the economic engine of home ownership and the transfer of real property in this country remains unfettered and is still allowed to continue in the way that it has. Because real estate household equity back to building wealth, $13.7 trillion. For many, many Americans, wealth building begins with the equity in their home. They don't own stocks. They don't even think about that, but they do want to own a home.
No one knows yet what tax reform legislation will look like because the process is just starting, and the administration and Congress will still have a lot to say about it. But Harrison made one thing extremely clear in her testimony. Realtors will oppose any effort to reduce the importance of home ownership in our nation's tax code by paring back itemized deductions, including state and local property tax deductions, even if the mortgage interest deduction is left intact. She also told Congress NAR would oppose any effort to curtail tax-deferred 1031 like-kind exchanges, which are essential for real estate investors, big and small.
1031 exchanges, again, are utilized throughout my profession, not just by practitioners who do massive commercial deals, but can be very small single property transactions, which allow folks to sell a rental property and use that tax deferral advantageously.
You can see for yourself how important 1031 exchanges are to commercial real estate transactions in a Facebook Live event on Thursday, September 28th at 1 p.m. Central Time, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Rafael Barta, a commercial professional with Century 21 Riverstone in Sandpoint, Idaho, and Dean Saunders, owner of Saunders Real Estate in Lakeland, Florida, will walk you through what makes a good 1031 transaction. And you can ask them questions, too, during that event. Another big data breach has been all over the news. Data on 143 million Americans at risk because of a security breach at Equifax, one of our nation's 3 credit reporting agencies. Few things are more important for households applying for a mortgage than their credit score. Here's NAR CEO Bob Goldberg on how you, as a real estate professional, can counsel your clients if they're concerned their credit report might have been affected by that breach.
As a realtor, you can advise your clients who are concerned about the Equifax breach to first go to the company's website to learn what information it is making available about the breach and what to do about it. Just as importantly, you can advise your clients they start monitoring their credit for any activity that doesn't seem right. The federal government requires all credit reporting agencies, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion, to make one copy of their credit report available for free each year.
The breach underscores how important it is for you to do everything you can to prevent thefts of data, yours as well as your clients. That's why NAR Associate Counsel Jessica Edgerton hosted a Facebook Live event on that very subject last week.
Now let's move on and talk about data protection, because it's not just the extortion, it's not just the direct theft of funds that these guys are after. They are after data. Why? What's the end game for these guys? First of all, they're collecting personally identifiable information. We're going to talk about what that means in a minute. Financial and credit card data for sale on the dark web. This is a very lucrative international business that they're participating in, and they need your data in order to feed that business. And then in some cases, some criminals are simply looking for opportunities to disrupt.
Now, if you missed that event, you can watch it at any time on NAR's Facebook page. You can also get more information on NAR.Realtor. It's updating its resources on data protection in October, which is National Cybersecurity Awareness Month. Devastating hurricanes have come and gone, and weather forecasters are keeping their eyes on other storms forming out in the Atlantic. It will be months and possibly years before life returns to normal for many people in Houston and other parts of Texas, and in many parts of Florida and the Caribbean. Realtors were front and center in efforts to help their neighbors during and after the storms, and by donating money to the Realtors Relief Foundation. There are professional opportunities as well. The United States Small Business Administration is looking for professionals to work with it as damage verifiers. These are people who can assist the agency in assessing properties damaged in those storms. Loan specialists are also being sought. You can learn more about these opportunities by sending an email to odahireme@sba.gov, or you can call 703-487-8100, extension 6031. One development that will help many people affected by the hurricanes is the 3-month extension of the National Flood Insurance Program passed by Congress last week. Realtors sent tens of thousands of letters to their members of Congress, which helped push that extension through. As a result, the program has authority to keep writing insurance until December 8th. NAR is already hard at work helping lawmakers come together to reauthorize the program for the long term and make reforms that will make the program better for taxpayers. We'll keep you up to date as all these efforts advance. A small but significant drop in home sales last month due to Hurricane Harvey. NAR data for August show home sales declined 1.7%. to a sales pace of about 5.35 million units. More impact will be felt next month, too, because the latest numbers don't reflect the second storm that came through and hit Florida. NAR Chief Economist Lawrence Yun has more.
So what's happening in Houston and Florida, I would say, is not a lost sale, but it's more of a delayed sale by over half a year or even 1 year. All that will be popping out in 2018.
All of NAR's research data is on NAR.Realtor under the Research and Statistics tab. And that's our show for the week of September 25th. You can get more on everything we talked about today at the Voice for Real Estate page on NAR.Realtor. Thank you for joining us, and be sure to join us again as we bring you the latest news on the Voice for Real Estate.
Brought to you by the National Association of Realtors, your advocate for housing and property rights in Washington, across America, and in your neighborhood. This is the Voice for Real Estate.